Japanese roll cake is a rolled-up chiffon cake that is originally filled with whipped cream. It's very popular in Japan because those roll cakes are incredibly fluffy and the freshly made cream melts in your mouth. It's like eating a delicious, not too sweet cloud. It's perfect for the summertime or for Mother's Day. Each country has its own version of a roll cake, but today we are celebrating the Japanese version with an epic strawberry and matcha roll cake. Hello guys, it's Valentine. Welcome back to the Vegan Sweet Addiction. I hope you're ready to dive into Japanese pastry. Like always, the recipe is going to be linked down below. You can also find it on vegansweetaddiction.com. Search matcha roll. If you enjoy our video, consider liking it, commenting on it, and sharing it. It really do help us a lot. You could also subscribe or turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Oh my, it's put me in appetite. So put your apron on and let's dive into this marvelous summer treat. Okay, so the first thing to do will be to make our Genoise matcha sponge cake, or vegan chiffon cake. I'm going to start by giving you a few tips for the fluffiest chiffon cake roll. The secret to this Asian bakery-style roll cake is a super fluffy chiffon base. First, use cake flour instead of all-purpose flour, meaning very fine and with a low gluten content flour. In France, we would call it a type 45 flour, but it depends on each country. Secondly, always sift your powders for a very light and fluffy cake. Thirdly, incorporate gently your wet and dry ingredients until there is no lump, but not for too long, or it might get stiff and hard. Now that we've got that out of the way, we need to prepare our pan for the roll cake. And when you're looking for a Japanese roll cake or a Swiss roll, I would usually tell you to use a Swiss roll pan or at least something that looks like it. But frankly, I feel like you could get away with any regular baking tray. And we're going to line it with greaseproof paper. So first of all, just give it a little bit of oil to make sure the paper sticks. In a bowl, I will sift and combine all the dry ingredients and set aside. In another bowl, I will mix the liquid ingredients and pour over the dry ingredients. And mix everything vigorously to obtain a smooth paste, but not too long, or we might get a dry and dense cake. Remember, it is time to pour it in our pan. So what we want to do is just pour it all in and spread it out somewhat evenly, starting from the middle and going to the outer corner. It should bake for between 15 to 20 minutes, but keep an eye on it. We don't want it to color, to keep that beautiful and bright green color and a bouncy touch. So, what we're going to do is let it cool for about 2 minutes. We want to roll this cake when it's warm, because if we leave it to cool down and then we try to roll it, it's going to have set and it's going to crack. So we're going to do it when it's warm and more pliable and flexible, before leaving it to cool. And then when we unroll it and try to roll it once all of the things have been put on, it will remember that kind of roll. I hope it makes sense, but trust me, it's going to work. So what we've got here is a clean tea towel, because that's what we're going to use to roll our sponge. We need to roll it quite tightly. And once it's done, we're going to let the sponge cake cool down at room temperature for half an hour to 1 whole hour. Do not wait any longer, as the sponge cake will tend to break more easily. So, while it's cooling down over here, I'm going to get on with making our mascarpone whipped cream. But first, we need to answer a question. That question being, what's the differences between a Western cake and a Japanese cake? That's a fair question, and I'm going to answer it. If we go down to the base of Western cake and Japanese cake, they're all French in origin. Like Western cake, Japanese cake use Genoa sponge, puff pastry, dacquoise, etc. After all, Japanese pâtissier or pastry chef were the first to travel to France to learn the art of patisserie. However, when Japanese pastry chef brought the art and skills they've learned to Japan, they melded it into their own culture, thus creating the Japanese pastry. Japanese cake are a lot lighter and less sweet. Also, they tend to feature a lot more fresh fruit to cater to the lighter palate of the Japanese folks. Not forgetting the Japanese-inspired flavor like black sesame, red bean, miso, matcha. So that recipe is for all of you that want cake but are not that much on the sweet side. I'm using my homemade vegan mascarpone cheese and vegan whipped cream, the new recipe actually. You can both find them on vegansweetaddiction.com. But if you prefer, you can always use store-bought ones. Nobody to judge you here. Add the vegan whipped cream, the mascarpone, and some vanilla extract if you feel like it to a large mixing bowl and whip on high speed until firm peak forms. If you want a matcha cream version, also add 1 teaspoon of matcha. Mascarpone cheese kept up to the overall recipe, and it also adds some character. This honestly like mascarpone whipped cream. I'm going to have to apologize because I think it's one of the secrets I kept from you, which is so good, and it really does make a big difference. Okay, so what we're going to do is leave that on the side and work on our little and cute strawberries. I'm going to only take the end off because I want a nice round shape inside of our Japanese roll cake. And I'm going to use around 200 grams of fresh strawberries. If I use more, I'm going to link it and write it something. It's going to be somewhere. Okay, then the garnish. First with the whipped cream, but don't forget to keep a little bit on the side for the decor. And then the fresh strawberries. Okay, so now it's time to re-roll this. So back we go. Ta-da! Well, obviously I'm joking, it's not ready yet. Keep it in the fridge for at least half an hour. We're going to cut it into 2 cm or 0.8 inches slices and decorate. It's time to give it a taste. Let's take a bite into this nice slice. they're just incredible. And it's clearly time for me to tell you why I love matcha roll cake so much. It's light and fluffy. It's truly like eating a strawberry and matcha cloud. It has a flexible cake base that doesn't crack easily, and it really does matter when you're making that type of cake. And last but certainly not least, this semi-sweet cake made in the Asian bakery style. The light cream filling, the cake base, and the strawberry are perfectly mildly sweet. So, what do you think? Is it as perfect for the summertime as I pretended?
Thank you. Honestly, it's really delicious. It's not sugar overpowering. It's like a classy, like a puffy cloud. I love this. It's clearly the perfect Japanese cake for the summer.
When it comes to baking, the Japanese clearly gave the Westerners a run for their money. Think delicate cakes, crusty breads, soft buns, made with an equal dose of love and precision. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. And let's catch up on the comment section down below or on Insta. See you in 2 weeks for another recipe video. Bye bye!